All right. Let's get you where you can see what's going on here, at least a little bit. So, went and bought nuts and bolts. Figure we'll do a part 2 to this thing about the trailer. Building that car carrier under something else. But the story is, I didn't feel like going all the way down to the homeless despot today. What with it being raining and all outside. So I decided to stop at Rona. It's only about half the distance. I go in there, look around, can't find what I'm looking for, talk to a very, very nice young lady. Said I need 1/4 by 3/4 bolts with nuts and washers to match. Need 150 of them. She looks around, she, there isn't any, we don't have them. We got the nuts and washers, we don't got the bolts. I said, okay, well, is there somewhere else you can recommend nearby that I could go and see if they have them? And she looks over her shoulders and gets kind of quiet and she says, there's a Home Hardware just around the corner from us. If you go over there, and they sell all this by weight, all their fasteners by weight, so you probably get a better price. And I thanked her profusely, went around the corner, and did in fact get a better price. I went in there. There's nobody in that staff that I saw that was younger than me, which is saying something. So I go in there, talk to a very friendly older gentleman, probably got 20 years on me. Walk in, I ask for what I need. Say, yeah, we got them all in there. We'll go pick them out. So how many do you need? So I need 150 of each. It's like, huh. Well, I'll tell you what. Brings the 3 bins up to the counter, up to the scale. Said, I'll weigh one and then multiply it by 75. Multiply it by 150. Find out what the total weight should be, and then we'll fill the basket until it's or fill the bag until it's that weight. That's brilliant. He's sitting there doing all the math in his head before he even bothers going near the cash register. And I did, in fact, get a decent price. Whereas, just the bolts would have cost me $30 at Rona. Total on the whole thing. Look at that. That is a good deal, and we now have enough bolts, nuts, and washers, 1/4 by 3/4, to actually start putting this together. So, what I'm going to do first is take the front and back of the one side of the top, space them out, pairs at 3 inches. 2 here, go 3 inches down, 2 here, go 3 inches down, 2 here, and there. The ones at the edge up here, they'll go in when the top strap goes over everything. But I'll do that one, and the other one identical. And then I'll do the 2 bottom ones, as I'm using that scrap piece to bolt those 2 pieces together. I'm going to use these scrap pieces to bolt the 2 pieces of the bottom together. I just got to cut this lip off because it won't sit properly over top of everything. So I'll show you drilling the first 2 holes. And after that, I'll put the 2 bolts in, then repeat the process to keep that spot from moving out of alignment before I do the next spot. So I'll show you doing those first 2 holes. Then I'll show you after that piece is fully attached. Alright, as you can see, I got this clamped together as best I can, which ain't that great, but well, we'll do what we can with it. I'll get a drill bit, and we'll start putting this thing together. I'm going to do 2 holes here at the top, 2 holes here at the bottom, just to get it all lined up as best we can. And then I'll work my way across the length of it. But first things first, I'm going to put a drill bit in there. And I'll show you I'm drilling the holes. Okay. Do these first 2 holes here. Just so I don't wreck the drill bit hit pavement. Concrete underneath here. Let's put this board under. Just for safety. There's one. Isn't the direction these bolts are going, but it's the position they're in right now. Hold it in place. I'll mark the next ones. Okay. So put those 2 bolts in. Flip it around, mark and do that rest of those 2 rows. And then I'll show you once it's all put together. And you'll see one piece put together. Okay. Got this piece put together. Roughly. It looks a little post-apocalyptic, a little industrial. But that's half the top. It's rough. It's not necessarily even, straight, and square. But I don't give a shit. There's going to be 2 more screws in it there. Those are going to be the long strip that attaches the 2 front side or the 2 top halves. So that is the beginning. Do the other half of the top and show you those side by side, and then put the 2 halves together. I'll do the other half of the top first. I'll be honest with you. Looks like shit. Mainly because it is. But, solid as a fucking rock. It's going to hold together. Not going to fall apart on me. So, the first 16 of those 150 bolts, nuts, and washers are done. Next step is going to be attaching it lengthwise. And for that, I'm going to start at the back. These 2 pieces will line up here, like so. And on the, I think I'll do it on the outside, yeah. The outside will take the back into this. Measure up from this lip to here. Cut that plate across. I think I'm going to do, well, let's see. Get tape measure out. Do the width of that rib. If I can find my tape measure. Where the fuck did I put? There it is. Right underneath where I was standing, so obviously I'm not going to find it. So we'll do a strip of that back edge. That. It'll be 4 inches wide, going from here to here. Yeah, 4 inches wide. And I'll measure how high it has to be. From there. Yeah, where you can see this. Okay, from there, it'll have to be 9.5 inches. Measure on this is the line at 9.5 inches where I can mark it. Yeah, it kind of is. So there, 4 inches. I'll mark that and cut it. I'll show you when I'm putting it in. All right, so cut the piece. I drilled all the holes in the outside piece ahead of time, beforehand. I just drilled the first one on this. I put a marker line down the inside of this piece. I'm trying to get this where you can see it. Fuck it, I'll take it out. Oh, for fuck's sakes. So, yeah. Mark a line down the center of this plate to line up with, hopefully you can see this, that edge. So it lines up nice and even. Let's put this first bolt in and see what happens. You'll notice I don't have wrenches out right now, sockets or anything else. I'm just putting all of these hands tight. I'll crank them all down later, but for right now I just want them in place. There. That's one in. It's doing pretty good. Now for the fun part. Laying this in and lining it up to drill that second hole. Put this under there so it fits against that lip, holds it all in place. Zip under. Now this lined up. Let's hope for the best. If nothing else, I've marked where the hole's supposed to be. Yep. Got to mark where that hole's supposed to be, so I'll just punch it through from the outside. This bit is so fucking dull. What? I'm going to get a board under this so I can do it. Get a board behind it. Luckily, this shit is flexible. So, get some pressure. Now, should be able to get this next one in. Yep. That goes in. Flip it over. Ow. It's the ugliest goddamn boat I've ever seen. The good thing about having an ugly vehicle and ugly vehicle accessories is nobody's gonna fucking steal them from you. At least nobody with any sense of self-worth. Get on there, you cocksucker. There. Those still line up. That line down the center still lines up. And it's still down the center. Look at that. So, there's 2. Do the other 4. Oh, is that even on the camera? Yeah, it's on the camera. I'll do the other 4 on that. Then I'll show you how I'm lining up to do the top strip down the center. Ugh. Take solace in the fact you do not have to witness that. It's a lot of effort with that thing flopping around from side to side, but it's starting to look like a boiler out of the 1920s. Or a submarine out of the American Civil War. So, next is going to be a strip 3 inches wide, the entire length of this thing. Well, at least back to here. So I'll measure that out. I'll cut it out of that. And I think, yeah, I'll be able to put a lip on the front of it too. Okay. I think. I won't do the lip. Well, I'll do the top of the lip. Actually, no, I won't do a lip. Okay, I'll just do a 3-inch strip down the length of it, which will also go through these two, which seem to have become offset because I didn't line them up properly. And I was just using the existing scraps instead of cutting something specifically to fit. So yeah. I'll cut that, drill a bunch of holes, and put it in. Show what tops looks like. And I think finishing the top will be the end of today. The bottom's going to be a whole different ordeal. The plastic is more than a little thicker. And, yeah. I'm going to have to do some additional work on that to make sure it stays rigid, especially across that joint right here. What I'm thinking is taking some wood, a little bit of wood, and running it down this channel to keep the whole thing straight. And yeah, putting that in with wafer heads, which framing screws as they're called, wafer head screws. I'll put it in with those. That should just about keep it solid. Also, they're black, so they'll match and they won't get in the way of anything. But yeah, I'll finish that strip along the top. I'll show you that when it's done. And that'll be it for today. The bottom can wait till tomorrow. Alright, after much struggle, everything's put together hand tight. This, you know, if it was brown, it'd have a steampunk aesthetic to it. But as it stands, it's not bad. It's solid. It's not floppy anywhere. If I can get my finger underneath the edge of it somewhere, there we go. It's actually pretty well put together. And again, it's only hand tight right now. I'll take a couple of ratchets and some sockets and crank it right tight. That'll make it even more rigid. And tomorrow, put the bottom together. That's going to be the same thing as this, but a little thicker plastic, and there's going to be some wood involved in that little edge channel there, just to make the sides a little more rigid too. I'm not sure whether I'll use the hinges where they sit, because they might interfere, or the wheel on the trailer frame might interfere with them. What I might do is move them both to the back edge, which, that'd be helpful. Okay, that should be it for today. Tomorrow, we can start on the bottom. And for right now, let you look at this thing. Yeah, standing up. Okay. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this type of stuff, and we'll talk to you next time.